The numbers are staggering. According to ICE, as of July 21st, 2024, nearly 650,000 criminal illegal aliens were currently on ICE's non-detained docket, which means they've been released. They're wandering around, they're free. And of those 650,000, 14,944 have been convicted of homicide. You want to know what mass deportation is? Those 14,944 better pack their bags right now. Because with a new administration, we're going to show up, we're going to arrest you, and we are going to deport you.
Cruz did what turned the Senate hearing room ice cold. He pulled out the hard-hitting numbers. According to ICE data cited right there in the hearing, nearly 650,000 criminal illegal aliens were sitting on the non-detained docket as of July 2024. That means they were released, not detained, not monitored, free to walk through American neighborhoods. He broke it down slow and deliberate. Nearly 5,000 convicted of homicide, over 20,000 convicted of sexual assault, more than 100,000 convicted of violent crimes, including aggravated assault. Cruz made it crystal. These aren't estimates or spin. These are government records. He dared anyone in that room to explain why any sane country would tolerate this. Then came the silence, and that silence screamed louder than any speech. Let's dive in.
Elections have consequences. For the last 4 years, we have seen the most radical experiment in open borders this nation has ever seen. There are many reasons the American people showed up in overwhelming numbers to vote, to re-elect Donald Trump, to elect a Republican majority in the Senate, to re-elect a Republican majority in the House, but there was no reason more front and center than the open borders of the last 4 years. And I have to say, I think there were a number of us wondering, did any of the Democrats in Congress learn anything from the election? And the existence of this hearing makes very clear the answer is no. We've seen 12 million people come into this country illegally under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. My home state of Texas has seen more than any state in the country. There is a reason that the Rio Grande Valley, which has been Democrat for over 100 years, flipped red this election. Because when your home is invaded by more than 12 million people, it changes your voting patterns. Every single day, we have seen Americans murdered. We have seen women raped. We have seen children brutalized by criminal illegal aliens released deliberately by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. The numbers are staggering. According to ICE, as of July 21st, 2024, nearly 650,000 criminal illegal aliens were currently on ICE's non-detained docket, which means they've been released. They're wandering around, they're free. And of those 650,000, 14,944 have been convicted of homicide. You want to know what mass deportation is? Those 14,944 better pack their bags right now. Because with a new administration, we're going to show up, we're going to arrest you, and we are going to deport you. 20,061 have been convicted of sexual assault. Now, I want you to ask of my Democrat colleagues, and it is striking that virtually none of them are here. That is reflected in their conduct because they are silent and putting their head in the sand as to the human tragedies. But what resident of what blue state says, you know what, America's better off with 20,000 rapists being released into this country? 105,146 have been convicted of assault. I would ask my Democrat colleagues if they were here, why the hell today does the Biden administration not go and arrest every one of these criminals and deport them? What rational world says America's better off with more criminals? And these are not just statistics.
What went down in that hearing wasn't political theater. It was accountability finally dragged into the open, kicking and screaming. Ted Cruz stood like a rock, while others looked away or squirmed, and he did exactly what real leaders are supposed to do when lives are on the line. He told the truth plain, direct, and without 1 ounce of apology. He refused to let talking points drown out facts. He refused to let silence bury real suffering. Cruz drove home that border security isn't some abstract policy debate. It's about protecting families, communities, and the basic rule of law. By laying out the raw numbers, naming the categories of victims, and demanding straight answers, he reminded the entire country that leadership means staring down ugly realities, not hiding from them behind excuses or deflections. While others offered vague deflections or flat out avoided the question, Cruz delivered clarity and steel resolve. In the end, this moment showed exactly why his voice still cuts through the noise for so many Americans. He spoke for the communities that have been ignored for years, for the families who paid the ultimate price for failed policies, and for a nation that's finally demanding safety and real accountability. Ted Cruz didn't just win the argument in that room, he exposed the human cost of inaction for everyone to see. That's what real oversight looks like.